Happy Tuesday and welcome to day 2 of our week of prayer, Like and Follow. Today, the topic is God likes. When was the last time you stopped to consider that God likes you? Not the unconditional, loving being of the universe that loves all things, but the intimate God who likes you as you are. When was the last time you actually stopped to like yourself, to have self-care, to think about this God who could do anything but sees you as the masterpiece that he created to do good works in this world? Isn't that fantastic? Today the challenge is to allow God's like for you to translate into your life so that you can begin to like yourself. In Christianity, we have this sinful nature theology where we often see ourselves as bad. And in the world that we live in, it's compounded by them constantly telling you your body is not perfect, your hair is not perfect, your job is not perfect. And so we're constantly trying to achieve more in hopes that we would like ourselves more. But here's the truth about the matter. You are good just the way you are. Biblically, when we were made in the book of Genesis, after God created us from the earth, he said, "This is very good, very good." The only time he makes this proclamation that something is very good. The other things were, these were good things. But after making Adam and Eve, God said, "This is very good." When was the last time you stopped to think about the fact that you are very good? In the book of Luke chapter 10, expert of law stands up and asks Jesus, "Master, which is the greatest commandment?" And he answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart, all of your soul, all of your strength, and all of your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." These are two commandments. One is predicated on the other. Loving God gives us the grace and the power to love our neighbors. But check out what he does with love your neighbor as yourself. Do you hear that? Love your neighbor as yourself. There is an indication here in loving your neighbor as yourself to us how important it is to learn how to love ourselves. In other words, if we don't know how to like and care for ourselves, we're not going to be able to care and like our neighbors the way we should. If you have a dislike for yourself, if you hate yourself, if you're never satisfied with yourself, guess what? That spills over to your relationships with other people. And sometimes we project the self-hate we have towards others, and we become critical and we become angry. But when you stop to realize that God likes you, really likes you, not for what you can do, but for who you are, that gives you grace and internal power to be satisfied, content, not only with yourself, but then you begin to love others in the same way. Now, in the book of Genesis, the serpent approaches Adam and Eve and he begins to tempt them. Justo Gonzalez, liberal theologian, points out that as the serpent tempted Adam and Eve, saying, "For God knows, when you eat from this fruit, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God." The temptation there is that if you eat this fruit, you will then be like God. And so Adam and Eve were pulled into this enthralling conversation, wanting to be like God, their eyes to be open to them having that power, that sense of greatness, all the while forgetting that when God made them, he had already made them in his image. So often we're running and running and running, trying to get our lives together, trying to get exactly what we want. We're hoping that that next big thing is going to make us feel good, that if we do enough external stuff, that it will transform the internal stuff. But the truth is, you and I must start with the internal stuff, and then it begins to move outwards. When was the last time you stopped to like yourself? When was the last time you stopped to care for yourself? As parents, this is huge. I know it because I'm a parent, especially in these pandemic times when you had to be a teacher and a cook and a driver and all these other things that you and I are not used to doing, on top of all our old responsibilities that we had pre-pandemic. Slow down today. Consider this. God likes you. And then take a moment to begin to like yourself. Give yourself some grace today. Forgive yourself. Allow yourself to make a mistake. Laugh at yourself. Be okay with just being you. And when those internal pieces fall into place, it will pour out into the rest of your life. God bless you. Have a great Tuesday. And remember, God likes you. See you tomorrow.